Now let's take a look at some of the keys that are a little bit further away from C and see if they share chords with C as well. So let's go to the next scale that I've written down here. Let's go to the scale, the B-flat major scale. Now if we just take a quick comparison of these two scales, we see that C, the key of C and the key of B-flat share some notes, not as many as F, but they share the note C, they share the note D, they share the note F, they share the note G, and they share the note A. So they share not quite as many as F and C, but they share 5 out of the 7 notes. C, D, F, G, and A. So we might guess that there could be some chords in common, but maybe not quite as many as between C and F. So let's again use trial and error to see what chords they may have in common. Okay, let's start again with C major. So first chord in C major is C major, and there is not a C major chord in B flat. Let's look at the next chord. The next chord, the 2 chord, is D minor, and there is in fact a D minor chord in B flat. So C major and B flat share a D minor chord. The next chord is E minor, the 3 chord, and there's no E minor chord in the key of B flat. The next chord is the 4 chord, which is F. And look at this, there is an F chord in the key of B flat. And the F chord is actually the 5 chord in the key of B flat. So that's the second chord that they share. The next chord in C major is the 5 chord, which is G major, and there is no G major chord in B flat. There's a G minor, but no G major. And then the next chord is an A minor chord, the 6th chord, and there is no A minor chord. There is an A diminished chord in the key of B flat, but no A minor chord. And then finally, the last chord in the key of C is the 7 diminished chord, and there's no B7 diminished chord in the key of B flat. So it looks like the key of C and the key of B flat share 2 chords instead of the 4 that we saw between F and C. So they share some chords, but not quite as many. Let's go to yet another key, to the last key that I've written down here, which is the key of E flat. Now, as we said in a previous video, the key of C and the key of E flat are not too far away, but not too close. They're sort of in the middle. And they share a fair number of notes. They both share the note C. They both share the note D. They share the note F. And they share the note G. So they share 4 out of the 7 notes. They share more notes than they have, or they have more notes in common than they have different. C, D, F, and G. So let's see what the overlap in chords between C and E flat is. Okay, let's again start with the first chord in C, which is C major. Is there a C major chord in the key of E flat? No, there is not. 2 chord in the key of C is D minor. Is there a D minor chord in the key of E flat? No, there is not. The 3 chord in the key of C major is E minor. Is there an E minor chord in the key of E flat? And no, there is not. The 4 chord in the key of C is an F major chord. Is there an F major chord in the key of E flat? Nope. There's an F minor chord, but not an F major chord. The 5 chord in the key of C is G major, and there's not a G major chord in the key of E flat. The 6 chord in the key of C major is A minor. Is there an A minor chord in the key of E flat? No, there is not. And then finally, the 7 diminished chord, the B diminished chord. Is there a B diminished chord in the key of E flat? No, there is not. So, what we can conclude from this is that the key of C and the key of E flat, even though they share some notes, even though they share a few different notes, they actually share no triads. They have no triads in common. So that's kind of an interesting thing to note. C shares a lot of triads, 4 triads with the key of F. C shares some triads with the key of B flat, 2, and then it doesn't share any triads with the key of E flat.